What is 800,000 times 360? 280 million.
I just wish I don't have to wait for movies to come on Netflix before I make a review about the movie, because the hype when these movies just get released back, like I'm always like, where can I watch it? But then I have to wait for it to get on Netflix if it gets on Netflix. So if it doesn't get on Netflix, oh. But then, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's another review, as you well know from the title of this video. If you've not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications whenever I upload a video. So basically today we're going to be reviewing Sugar Rush, and if you know the movie, it made a lot of noise 6 months ago when it got released and recently just got on Netflix. So the funny thing is that the kind of noise this movie made was almost like Living in Bondage, but then it didn't have that expectation because Living in Bondage, on the other hand, was 25 years after the first one, and it was a sequel actually. So now this one is a brand new movie with some top-notch celebrities and also some actresses and actors. So the expectation was mad, as in they advertised this thing so much that I just couldn't wait. Even the poster itself was so colorful. I'm like, guys, I can't wait. But now I've seen it and I'm gonna be giving you my 2 cents on the movie. So I'm not gonna be biased, like you well know, for those that will come to my comment section to say you're being so rude, you're being so harsh, you're being so this. See, I am just gonna keep it 100 with you. So I'm going to tell you where they did good, where they did bad, where they can improve, you know. And all this critics, why people do review basically is for people that are shooting movies to like look at the things they've done wrong, and in their next film, the next movie, they just implement it, you know, for growth to happen. You get it? Yeah. So Sugar Rush, I'll be quick with the plot. It's about 3 sisters that stumbled on a huge sum of money.
$800,000.
Yeah. As much as their elder sister wanted them to, like, you know, go on a low with the whole spending, but then the other 2 sisters were like Instagram influencers, so they gotta represent. So they went on the lavish lifestyle, partying and all that, and got the eyes of EFCC on them. So from much investigations, the owners of this money started coming for them. So it was just a rumble of who owns this money, where is this money, how did we get into this, and they kept going from one place to the other to find the money in question, which at the end of the day they got into more problems and more problems.
Oh, the people that own this money, there are plenty, go.
So basically it's about 3 sisters, like I said, Sugar family. Their surname is Sugar. So it's about Susie Sugar, Shola Sugar and Bola Sugar. And if you notice in this movie, basically a lot of people adopted their real names. Like Susie is like Susu, the pet name that Banky calls Adesuwa. Shola is like Bisola. Then Bola is like Bimbola, I think, because I think the lady's name is Bimbo, so I'm just saying maybe Bimbola. But I just felt like some names were just an adaptation of their real names. I don't know if it's just me, but that was just a thought. So Sugar Rush was written by Bumi Ajakaye, directed by Kayode Kasum, and produced by Abimbola Craig from Skinny Girl in Transit and Jade, what's his name, Oshiberu, yeah. So, and the cast in the movie, we have Adesuwa, Etomi, we have Banky Wellington, we have Toby Bakare, we have Bisola Aiyeola, we have Bimbo Ademoye, we have Lateef Adedimeji, and we have William Uchemba, we have Mawuli Gavor, we have Rhoda, I can't remember her surname, but I think she started as their mom, and we have Omoni Oboli, we have Jide Kusuka, and we have Toke Makinwa, obviously. So yeah, these are more like the star cast. So let me talk about what I love about the movie. I love the actors, the choice of cast. It was top notch. Like, it was packed with stars that you would just have this high expectation of, God, what's this movie going to be like, what's it going to look like, and actually they delivered. And again, I love the color grading. There was this pop of colors, the vibrance, the saturated colors. It actually made, you know, when you think about Sugar Rush, you think about vibrant colors, you know, that colorful thingy, and they did not fail. The poster was colorful, and the movie basically was colorful. It was beautiful. It gave the movie this premium feel. Lighting was amazing. Oh, lighting in the movie was amazing, and whoever was in charge, thumbs up to you. It was great. They tried to make sure that the light conformed to each of the scene in question, and no two scenes had the same lighting. Even when they're trying to use different colors of light in the scene, they still have a way of balancing it out, and none of the lights that overshadowing the other. That was beautiful. Another thing I loved about the movie is the location. Now, they were more about the subject and not the environment. They shot the movie more like a ghetto scene, and if you watch the movie, it was not about the ghetto, it was about the subject. If you're watching the movie, you're not even going to feel that ghetto. You'll just be focused more on the people acting, the subjects in question. That was really, really beautiful. In everything good, there has to be a bad side of it, and you know in reviews it's about the good and the bad of your general thoughts of the whole thing. So now, I'll come first to the editing. The editing of the movie wasn't great, because the way the person like drove the thing up and down will make you not even understand what you're watching. For instance, the point where they stumbled on the money that William Uchemba and Mawuli were stationed outside the compound. Now they got this money and they went home. They had their conversation. They started rejoicing over the money. They started spending the money, and later on, after they have established the fact that they started spending the money, they now took us back to William Uchemba Mawuli sitting outside the compound. Like, at that point I was like, no, you shouldn't do this. The point where they should have like taken William them out of the scene was after they left that gate and went home. Then they should have brought us back to William Uchemba and Mawuli when they woke up, found that the battery was down. Then before they now take us to the girls spending the money, but taking us forward, backwards, it was really insane. And again, to take your mind off the movie, because you're not even understanding the way the movement, as in the sequence of movement in the movie. It's crazy. Like, the editor did not try. Now, the beginning of the movie, they just started with a close-up. They now went for a wide-angle shot. Why don't you just show us the entire overview first, and then you now take us closer to the subjects? But you showed us the subject first, then now gave us a bigger view of where they were. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but then I feel like the editing was whack. It was crazy. Now, another thing I didn't like in the movie is the sound. Basically, in a lot of movies I've seen, mostly the hyped ones, the sound is higher than the person talking. In a lot of the scenes, you only see their mouths moving. Then the background sound that's supposed to be a background sound in quotes is overshadowing everything, and it's as if we're just listening to music and not even the acting, because it made it so tiring. It made it really boring for me, because sometimes I'm not even hearing what they're saying. Sometimes I have to read lips to understand what they're actually saying in a particular scene. Now let's talk about the cast and the scenes of the movie. Now, in this movie, there was really no stray cast. The only stray cast I saw in the movie was Laura Ikeji. That her appearance was really unnecessary, because I don't see how you were not invited to a house party and you decided to just barge in to introduce yourself as a neighbor. And evidently this was not the first time, or this is not the first time of them moving into the house. So you just barging into a party to introduce yourself as how do you even know the person that owns the house in a group of people having a party? Yeah. So that is the only straight cast I saw in the movie. It was so unnecessary, and I think they were trying to link that beginning time that Bisola said something about she wants a house beside Linda Ikeji or something like that. But I felt it was really unnecessary. We can do without it, and the movie will still be okay. Now, speaking of William Uchemba, we can actually crop out all his scenes and still the movie will still stand on its own. So I really feel his role was not relevant, but then though it filled the space, but then it could have been cropped and will not miss it at all. He just had a lot of unnecessary commentary that he feels is funny, but then it's not funny, it's just noise. I don't feel that Bimbo brought more of a comic relief in the movie than William Uchemba. She tried to like be funny, which she brought it to the table. Now Adesuwa tried to act as that strict elder sister that tried to loosen up so it doesn't look as if you're not in your siblings' corner, and she wasn't really sure whether she wants to be strict or loosen up or be strict or loosen up, but she was just, her own character was just going up and down. And then that point where they tried to make us feel like she had a connection with Mawuli, I don't understand. Wait, did you people want them to have chemistry or not? Because you people did not just want to make up your mind. At this point, they're staring at each other so starstruck. The next minute, they're like at each other like they're best friends. The next minute, like, I didn't understand. The movie was just taking us up and down, up and down, up and down. That's the feeling I got. At the point where you feel like, oh, something great is about to happen, they spike us down. At the point where you feel like, oh well, whatever wants to happen, let it happen, they take us back up. It was just a roller coaster, and it wasn't nice at all. It made the story so watered down that I did not even get the entire what story were you even trying to drive to us in the first place. I did not get it. Now, establishment of character was poorly done. From the beginning, when we saw these three sisters, it felt as if they were housemates. That was the vibe I got. When Adesuwa went to prepare for the deal, she got the briefcase and left. It was as if they were all housemates. It didn't give you that feel that they are sisters, just like three people living together. And afterwards, we now saw Adesuwa that came to buy Asun for the mom. And then she started fighting for a strange lady that was supposed to be, I didn't get the vibe that they were sisters. You just got to a bar, you did not even say hi to your sister, you never ask her, what are you still doing here at this time of the night? Do you know mommy will see you or something? You just went past to place your order. And then all of a sudden somebody is beating her boyfriend and she's fighting the person and you came to it. Like, I didn't get it at all. And like, that role of her coming to fight is not even necessary because you didn't establish the fact that she has a relationship with this person. First time we saw her and the person in the same house, you did not make them talk. The next time we saw you in a booker, you're fighting for her. Like, I don't really understand. So basically, establishment of character in the movie was poorly done. In as much as they also tried to give us some plot twists, we don't know who has the money, what happened, they just failed. In fact, that last part that Toke Makiwa said you should go and steal, they did not establish the fact that a Banky W guy was her boyfriend. It was as if she was sending them on a very strange mission, and at the end of the day, they just came into the party to see her with the guy, you know. Like, the story was just going here and there, and a lot of things were not necessary. Yes, the cast, they delivered perfectly, but then some scenes were so unnecessary. These are people that say they are amateur thieves. They've never stolen in their life, they only stumbled on the money, and here they are being all James Bond trying to steal cash. Like, there was a lot of plot holes in the movie, a lot of errors here and there. I didn't feel the movie, I'm sorry. I didn't feel it. The whole hype wasn't worth it. They failed at comedy, they failed at action. The only person that basically brought the comedy in the movie was Bimbo. She really did her very best and she brought it. Now let me talk about the VFX. The VFX wasn't all that great, but it was good. The delivery was good. At that point where they tried to show us from a top view of the car moving invisibly, well, if you look at it closely, that's not a way a normal car would move. It's obvious that it's 3D, it's obvious that it's an invisible car, it's obvious that it is VFX, but then try to make it organic, make it conform to the movement of the real car. You don't just do it because you can. You don't just do it because people don't have a knowledge of this, and if you present it, everybody be like, oh wow, there's VFX. If you want to do it right. Even the gunshot part, you should at least make it blend seamlessly so that at least it will conform to the shots that you have. Not that the person that the VFX is affecting is having a different feel. Then the VFX you're using is going to be an overlay, obvious overlay, standing out like a cartoon shot. They did good, don't get me wrong, but then let it blend. At least when you're looking at it, you let it be to the point of you will not realize that it's VFX. But then it was really obvious. Now Nollywood is now introducing VFX, so like little by little, and I believe we'll get there, but this was really good. And I really don't understand why we have to like act like we are superheroes or something. We can be our own character, we can be our own self. I understand that they were trying to like show that this guy had powers. I understand the fact that they're trying to show that he's an evil guy, but then from the storyline itself, he did not give us that jitter that he's an evil guy, someone that we would dread even before we saw him. But then when we now saw the guy now came with one kind of feeble acting that will be like, is this the person we are talking about? Do you get the way they try to make it? Oh, that guy that makes you eat your body parts while you're still alive and blah 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 blah. They started it from the beginning of the movie, and they did not even establish this guy. Like, they did not interject his name at every point in the movie for us to know that, okay, someone like this exists, you know. But the next time we now heard of his name again was when Mawuli and Adesuwa was talking in the kitchen, which I don't understand what was happening in that place after they tried to like show that they have chemistry. Then afterwards, the chemistry was gone. Like, I don't even understand what happened. I don't want to go into it. That brings us back to the picture we saw in the beginning. They did not even establish whose portrait was on the wall. They did not establish why there was a plan. Don't even get me started with the mafian guy. Like, where did you get that guy from? Well, it tired me. It just tired me because I didn't feel the impact of the movie. I didn't feel the vibe they were trying to drive in the movie. There was no story at the end of the day because it was all watered down so much. Now, another scene that was irrelevant was after Mawuli and William Uchemba had kidnapped them the first time and released them, and then Toke Makinwa kidnapped them and released them. Why were they trying to kidnap them again? I don't get it. That was so stupid. It's just filling up the space with nonsense. Maybe they were looking for a way for them to have contact again. It was not making sense. Now, these are EFCC guys that are after you people. How is it possible that EFCC guys that are supposed to be after you, and all of a sudden you guys are now BFFs? Like, I don't get it. And the idea of using EFCC, I don't really think it was a good image for the country as a whole. There's a way they used to like change the abbreviation, maybe EFDC. I think they've used it in one movie, and you don't necessarily have to use EFCC for us to know that it's a law enforcement agency that fights crime. And making it seem like Mawuli and Adesuwa had a chemistry is so overrated. Can't you just disappoint us for once? Just disappoint us. You don't have to do it. They can act the movie without having any form of chemistry or attraction, you know. And they even failed at it because they didn't keep at it till the end of the movie. They just did it at some point. It fell flat and they were more like best friends that have known each other for a very long time. And between these sisters, yes, the relationship between them was supposed to be organic, but it wasn't like they were sisters. I was getting the vibe of BFFs, more like best friends. I wasn't getting that sister vibe. They didn't give us a backstory of their dad, of what happened to their dad, why Adesuwa had to bring herself to like be at that point of I want to do this, I want to do that. They only gave us a quick rundown of why she doesn't believe in Nigerian government, and the whole thing, I don't really get it, you know. The mom, on the other hand, did not really make emphasis on okay, what Nigerian government did to your dad. Like, she was just there. The mom was just there to fill the space of they have a sick mom. There wasn't really anything spectacular about their mom, of which if you just say okay, they lost their parents, the story will still be the same. Like, there wasn't really anything special about their mom in the movie that will make it look like, yeah, this is why their mom is in the movie. So Banky W, who's supposed to be like the evil guy, the knowing it evil guy, how come you don't know that it's not money that's inside your briefcase? Now fine, Banky W doesn't have the money, and this is supposed to be like a juju money that only Banky W can see, right? So who has the money? If he's the only one that can see the money, now who has the money? Like, it's just crazy. So many things don't add up. It's just, the story was just all over the place. When it's as if the story is making sense on one angle, they just have a way of spoiling it and it dives into another story. Like, it's just different stories coming up here and there. So I don't know what you think. This is just my 2 cents about the movie. It wasn't great. I wasn't disappointed because I really loved the cast, but then at the end of the day, it didn't deliver the whole hype it promised. Another striking point in the movie was when Mawuli Gavor and William Uchemba came to tell Omoniopoli that they found clip of the person that stole the money, and she was going to see the video, and there was this point she slapped the guy, and I'm like, that was not right. That wasn't a good image to be portrayed in the movie, especially if you're talking about EFCC, you know. And again, if the table was turned and it was a guy that slapped a lady, we know the whole feminism thing. It is not right, women power and all that. So I felt that scene was very wrong. It's not right for her to hit the guy because it's not passing a good image. It's not only over 18 that watch this movie. Under 18 will also watch the movie at the end of the day. And again, the image, the message they're trying to pass through them wasn't right. So as the name of the movie implies, Sugar Rush, there was really nothing sugar rushy about the movie. The expectation, the build-up was nice. Oh, sugar rush, but there was really no sugar rush in the entire movie. As a matter of fact, they tried to like present a lot of comedy, especially William Uchemba. I felt that he really forced himself to like be funny, and of which a lot of them is stretched and then it became really flat. I didn't even see him as funny in any point. It was just unnecessarily loud. Editing poor, sound was poor, Story was flat because when all these things are just happening up and down, the whole storyline is undulating up and down, then at the end of the day there is no story. So story was also flat. That is just what I think. Irrespective of the fact they used really top-notch celebrities or top-notch actors, like it was really a premium cast, but the story didn't cut it for me at all. No matter the kind of amazing actors you use, if your story is whack, it's going to be whack. And don't even get me started with the ending. The end of the movie, please, it's just as if they just cut us off in the middle. There was nothing at all that really made the movie like make you feel, oh yeah, oh no, nothing. So yeah, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you've seen the movie, and if you haven't seen the movie, I'm sorry, I might have spoiled it for you, but then still watch it and come back and tell me what you think. If there's anywhere I missed out, just still let me know in the comment section. We can discuss it in the comment section. So till I come your way again with another video. Bye.